This is the year-end market report for Northwest Michigan, and we'll take a look at a little bit a view of what happened in 2016 and maybe project out what we think 17 will be, at least the first few months of 17. So 16 for Northwest Michigan. If you look at it, and we've always divided it into sections, so under 250, 250 to 500, and 500 and above, because those price ranges move at different velocities. So it's rather than looking at the total market, let's look at those sections. So if we start with the under 250 market, it was the strongest, it was the hottest. If you were looking in that price range, you know that the activity is very strong, particularly when you focus on downtown Traverse City in that market. But even across all 5 counties, it was a very strong market. Number of sales were up, inventories were down, were squeezed, prices were up across the board. Values were up almost 8% in the under 250 price range, which you'd expect as inventories were squeezed. In the middle price, 250 to 500, values were up about 1%. So they were up a little bit, but inventories were rising a little bit. Number of new listings coming to the market, although was slower than we'd like, was faster paced than the under 250. In the over 500 price range, the month supply of inventory was higher. It was almost 11 months, but you'd expect that because the market is thinner, there aren't as many transactions going on. But what was interesting is the number of sales were up in the upper end, which we weren't expecting to see. And inventory was actually shrunk a little bit. Now it's different from the rest of Michigan, where the high end was settling faster than in Northwest Michigan. But in general, it's been a very strong market for Northwest Michigan. And then going forward, 2017, we expect the market to be about the same, but potentially slowing throughout the year. We're going into the year with the inventories a little tighter, which means the spring market could be a little more frenzied in 17 than it was in 16. But as interest rates rise, that will take buying power out of the marketplace. And there are offsets to that rising interest rates. The general rule of thumb is a 1% rise in interest rates will cause about a 10% decline in affordability. And all things being equal, that would in theory mean a 10% decline in values. But job growth is strong, income growth is strong. There are millennials moving up Northwest Michigan, and they're getting into the marketplace. And there's still some pent-up demand left from the recession to be released. So all of those things should be offsets against a potentially almost 1% rise in interest rates. The economists are saying we averaged last year about 3.6% average. Might be as high as 3.5% going into 2017. But all those offsets should make, rather than a 10% shift in affordability, it might be a 2 or 3% shift in affordability, and maybe a 2 or 3% decline in home sales. We saw that in 2014. Interest rates rose, home sales dropped about 6%, 5%, but they came back the next year. So it wasn't that buyers left the market, said we're not going to buy a home. It was that they simply waited for the market to settle down, values maybe to slow their increases or even slow down entirely, and their incomes to rise. So they paused for 6 or 8 months, and they came right back in the market. And that would happen this year as well. So we don't anticipate, none of the economists are looking at recessions or any of those issues in 2017. So overall, we expect a steady market. Maybe not for Northwest Michigan as strong as 16, but if we're wrong, we're probably wrong on being too negative. Maybe as equal or potentially, there's a chance it could be even stronger. But we're being conservative because you can't have record years every year. At some point it's got to settle, and the demand that was pent up for so many years in the recession has been released, a lot has been released, so we should start to settle more into a normal economy. But in general, great year. Activity is strong, so look forward to a great year in 2017. Thanks.